New Island calls for internal audit. Maru calls for government to support Mama Bank. And Western Highlands province seek assistance to build new hospital. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Louis Maingu. Thank you for joining us. New Island Provincial Government has set its foot down to rid corruption within its administration by engaging a private auditor to conduct an internal audit into the provincial books. This is a follow-up by Governor Sir Julius Chen after he warned the senior executive management team last week that anyone found misappropriating public funds will be investigated and face the law.
Sir Julius met with auditors Stanley Wasi and Elvis Rumins on Thursday, 25th of January, and went over the details of the audit process. Both auditors have a vast experience as internal auditors for PNG Power, and Mr. Wasi was previously engaged with the New Island Provincial Government back in 2019, responsible for conducting auditing on the Bopire accounts, small development contracts, and other expenditure. The New Island government called for the audit after discovery of several senior officers implementing improper directions, tactical public service delays, unauthorized usage of hire cars and fuel, and frequent trips out of KVN. Results from the audit procedure will be monitored for further actions to be taken after. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Sir Julius Chen is making another call out to the government to have Ian Ling-Stuckey completely stripped off from the ministry overall. The New Island Governor Sir Julius Chen makes this second call after the KVN member Ian Ling-Stuckey's unexplained and non-reporting of fundings in the province and with the mayhem that took place on the 10th of January in Port Moresby.
Sir Julius Chen makes this urgent call to the Prime Minister James Marape to have the member for KVN District, Ian Ling-Stuckey, completely stripped off of any ministry role that has to do with money and the ministry overall. Sir Julius, in a statement, expressed his disappointment when learning that the former treasurer had not been entirely stripped off from the ministerial position, further stating that if the Prime Minister wanted to restore any credibility to his cabinet, the Prime Minister should do the honorable thing and sack Ling-Stuckey. Sir Julius expounded that the former treasurer must equally take responsibility for the chaos that transpired early this year on the basis of the Income Tax Act 2023, which clearly states that changes to the salary and wages withholding tax rates applicable from the 1st of January 2024 onwards. Overwhelmed with foiling, Sir Julius blasted Ling-Stuckey to stop playing around with the national budget as how he's toyed with the people of KVN and New Island. Sir Julius reminded the national government that New Island is the biggest contributor to the national economy and must be given its fair share from the national budget. He then demands answers as to why the former treasurer saw fit to cut the provincial budget by 40 million kina. Claire Mauta, National Emtv News.
A Chinese national unfortunately died on Thursday around 9:30 p.m. after a scheduled maintenance work at Sirinumu Dam in the Central Province.
The Chinese man was a contractor working with DEC and was a licensed diver. However, died after being trapped underwater for some time. His cause of death is not known at this stage. Rescue missions to rescue the man was unsuccessful, and efforts to recover his body from 20 meters deep is still ongoing as of this afternoon, as divers and PPL workers and other rescue personnel worked into the previous night and yesterday to recover him. In the meantime, the two public utility company, Water PNG and PNG Power, have issued community announcements that the unfortunate incident and death will have no effect on their quality of work and service delivery. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
The official launching of a 5.1 million kina aid post for the people of Kinjibi Mala of Day District in the Western Highlands province was officiated recently by the Minister for Health, Dr. Lino Tom, Minister for Correctional Services, Joe Cooley, Governor for Western Highlands Province, Y. Rapa, and other invited guests, including the Secretary for Health, Dr. Osborne Liko, and the Commissioner for Internal Revenue Commission, Sam Koim.
The Kinjibi village was packed to capacity, with the people of Day Council witnessing the official launching of the aid post. The land was officially handed over to the Provincial Health Authority by the chairman of the councillors, Alphonse Tay. Councillor Tay says this aid post will benefit a total of 17,000 to 20,000 people who are living along that area. Chief Executive Officer for the Western Highlands Provincial Health Authority, Jane Holden, says it is a Level 2 health facility funded by the Australian Development Bank through the Health Sector Development. Health Minister Dr. Lino Tom told the people of Mala Kinjibi that the land portion that they are presenting is not for the Department of Health or for anyone else, but for their children and themselves. Minister Lino says the Marape Rosso government has come up with a policy where they want the people to have access to health facilities within an hour of their dwellings, despite the form of transport they will use to travel to the health facility.
But we also make him this delegate to talk on the ground where you like give him ground today. Ground no can think of you like give him go on Narplaman. Ground you like give him go back and go beginning from you plus an stop.
Governor Rapa says the national government has 5 pillar programs to run the country, and health is the important one that the government will mostly concentrate on.
Main programs na running country. Na Narbla and health, na Narbla and education, Narbla and law and order, Narbla and agriculture, Narbla and infrastructure. So this is health and Narbla important.
The event concluded with the official groundbreaking ceremony for the Level 2 health facility by the ministers and other attendees. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Influx of patients are seeking medical treatment at the Mount Again General Hospital has prompted the Western Highlands Governor, Y. Rapa, to seek assistance from the national government to venture into building a new provincial hospital.
Concerns on the influx of patients seeking treatment at Mount Hagen General Hospital have been raised with much anticipation to get assistance from the national government to fund a new provincial hospital, so to accommodate the increasing number of patients coming from as far as Enga, Hela, Southern Highlands and Jiwaka, amongst other provinces in the Highlands region. This concern was raised by the Western Highlands Governor, Y. Rapa.
Health workflow, health and people through. And we need plenty on province. I don't know sick, workflow on staff on stress out through the work. Every single day on 7 on money go, no not. And workflow overloaded through. I don't know sick. And on the Central Highlands region.
Rapa reiterated that most of the patients seeking treatment are victims of trouble fights. Hence, this has left all the hospital staffs overwhelmed with tasks.
Plenty man no hela, lo map, South Highlands, man bagra trouble fight, all finding safety and stuff like that. In a long time, some night stuff lo cube on dryna, all man but turn back for fighting on work man like now sick. Honestly speaking, Minister.
Rapa then calls on the Department of Health through the Minister responsible, Dr. Lino Tom, to consider his request for a provincial hospital.
Hagen must be, well, now sick, you must call civilian, and was among the special housing and staff. Na last time Prime Minister come lagan mi talk to also. Please, you mean him one big blau Cyclone Agent too.
This was Health Minister's response.
Each province must give him one new provincial hospital. And not talk and make him finish. That's a decision being made by the Prime Minister. Find him good ground, or you'll make him the same up. You got him what? Clinical services plan, bring by you, make him. On top of this, by you make him master plan from you. Now you can give him the health department now and work from him or push him. So, this is a challenge and make him come back from you. Governor want them PHA, 15 million people give him come finish.
This concern was highlighted during the official launching of the 5.1 million Kina Aid Post in the Day District of Western Highlands Province recently. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Kerema District Development Authority Chairman and local MP Thomas Opa is optimistic in upgrading the status of the Malawa District headquarters into a modern town.
The first-time MP visited the district administration headquarters at Malawa Station yesterday. Opa confirmed that the KDDA will be working on maintenance and rehabilitation of all vital government infrastructures, including the district administration, district courthouse, the Malawa police station, solar streetlights for the station, classrooms for the primary school, market and public toilet and other basic amenities, including basketball and volleyball courts. The local MP is determined to start work on the redevelopment of the Malawa district headquarters as soon as possible. Gulf Province is made up of Kerema and Kikori districts with a total of 10 local level government stations. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Prime Minister James Marape yesterday congratulated the government and the people of Australia on the celebration of their National Day. The Australia Day falls on the 26th of January. The Prime Minister pinned a spotlight towards all the benefits that Australia has provided towards PNG over many years under various administrations.
Prime Minister Marape congratulated Australia and its people for continuing to uphold democracy and its way of life, including a modern, highly successful economy that has continued to impact and benefit many others within its boundary, including PNG. Marape highlighted that PNG have interfaced the success of sovereignty and economic growth through the strong association with the Australian people, economy, and successive Australian governments. He reiterated that after granting PNG independence in 1975, Australia did not abandon PNG but continues to support through its many programs and initiatives, both directly and indirectly. Furthermore, Marape stressed on the importance of maintaining its ties with Australia as well as those within the Pacific and Southeast Asia regions to keep our area safe and secure for the people. He then congratulated Prime Minister Anthony Albanese on his work to recognize and promote the First Nation people of Australia and stated that because of this, he feels privileged for the invitation to address the Australian Parliament in several weeks' time, on the 8th of February 2024, that symbolize and underscores this very special relationship PNG has with this country and her people through our shared history. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, is pushing for the government to capitalize with the Women's Microbank to help the bank reach all parts of PNG. Minister Maru made this statement at the MOU signing between Yanguru Sausea District and the Women's Microbank in Port Moresby yesterday.
Minister Maru states that the government is keen to reach all parts of the country by roads and banking and financial services.
We fully appreciate that the Mother Bank or Mama Bank can do more, but you don't have the ability because you're limited by funds you have. So during our budget consultations, I've been pushing for the government to take up further equity in the Mama Bank to allow you to have the capital to roll out to other regions and other provinces and districts that you are not currently operating in.
Maru also states that he will continue to bring this to the government and new Minister for Commerce attention to invest more in the Mama Bank for more financial inclusion. He also urges that the bank do this.
And I also want to offer you the opportunity to consider at your board the opportunity to invite the public through the stock exchange to buy into the Mama Bank, so Papua New Guineans can really say it's their bank. Right now they think it's an Asian bank. That's what they think. You have the opportunity, and I'm the minister responsible for the stock exchange. So I'm ready to help you undertake this journey.
Maru further stated this.
Because I think the sooner we raise enough capital and recapitalize the bank properly, your services can reach out to all ends of our country and more people can benefit. So what I'm saying is the government and myself, we are personally ready to help you to take that leap that you need to take. Now you're viable, you're profitable, and you're ready to fly, and we're ready to help you.
Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Business communities that are affected following the 10th January riot in Port Moresby will receive assistance and financial support from the government to restore their business operations. Prime Minister and Treasurer James Marape has appealed to the business communities that the government will provide financial package after analyzing the damages caused on the 10th of January.
We also looking at deeper and working with the business community on exactly what level of financial package and assistance we can give to the business community. We've received preliminary reports and some reports indicate that the amounts we may not be too certain of. We're getting a deeper look into exactly what was lost in actual the quantum and how best government could assist with restoration of business.
PM Marape also said the government cares for the business houses that was looted and burnt down. Therefore, it is their responsibility to ensure restoration must be done quickly.
Remuneration for the losses they faced due to the fact that they pay tax and the agency that is supposed to protect them failed in the protection. We just want to say that your government cares for you, and we will be working to ensure restorations is made at the very earliest.
Yanguru South Saya District MP Richard Maru is investing in modern markets along the Sepik Highway to help every villager in the district to sell their fresh produce along the Sepik Highway.
MP Maru explains further on the new market investments he is carrying out in the district to help his people.
The state has spent 600,000 to buy the land. So we are buying customary land and building modern markets, so the district owns the markets. And every villager can come to any village on the highway and sell your goods because the market is not owned by the local village. We are buying the land.
Maru states that all market land will be bought by the government and modern markets will be built for every villager in the district to do business.
So in Yanguru now we are going to buy up all the land and the district will build and own the markets. In that way, even women from other villages can come because it's owned by your district. It's not owned by a village. No village can claim ownership. I'm not going to allow that. Because there are many villages not on the highway. And no one should discriminate against them. So in terms of my vision, I want every woman, every young man, every young people in Yanguru to be able to do business.
Maru also states that Yanguru Sausia has the biggest stretch of highway in the province and he wishes to invest in building modern markets open to banking access.
And we want to also partner the banks so that when all these markets open, they will have an agent appointed in every single market. So our mothers don't have to come to the branch in Yanguru. They do banking and business right in the market. So that's just another part of this partnership that I will be encouraging.
MP Maru states that he wants to create a safe environment for banking and business for his people. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
During the Yanguru Sausia District MOU signing with the Women's Microbank yesterday, the district MP Richard Maru made a strong emphasis on people of the district and the country to start learning to save money through banks and other financial institutions.
Minister Maru stressed that making money and spending it at once is not helpful.
This culture of not saving is some culture I want to kill in my district. And we must kill in this country. This culture of making money from cocoa every fortnight and buying steam and drinking and alcohol, we need to stop. This is not how you build well-off communities.
Maru says he wants his people to start saving, therefore handing a 500,000 check to the Women's Microbank to help guarantee all loans for the people of his district.
We want a 1-to-2 ratio to be in operation when we come to looking at loans. If you don't save 1 kina, you cannot get 2 kina. So everybody must be forced to save first in Yanguru district.
He stated that the Women's Microbank must explain to the people that saving is important.
So we are going to tell our people, if you don't learn to save, don't think about growing your business. Don't think about school fees. You're making a lot of money. Every family in Yanguru district has over a hectare of cocoa. Every fortnight, without fail, they are making 200, 300, 400 kina. This money needs to find its way, half of it, at least to the bank.
Minister Maru says that the challenge for Mama Bank is teaching everyone in the district, even the most remote villages, how to save, to open business accounts and doing other banking transactions. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Hona launched its latest innovation, the Hona X9B smartphone, today at the Vision City Mall in Port Moresby. The operation director of Hona, Hysen Lin, says this smartphone gives their customers a transformative technological experience. Hysen Lin highlighted that the standout features of the smartphone, which are the anti-drop screen technology, long battery life, which extended its usage capabilities, and its camera system. Lin emphasized that the smartphone upgraded software enhances functionality and provides a seamless user experience.
This is a dream phone for our clients, and we have a 3 color available. We have sunrise orange, we have midnight black, we have omelette green. So they all really get popular. I believe these products will be win the trust of our people's beliefs.
Launching at Vision City Mall today gives the public the opportunity to experience firsthand the capabilities of the Hona X9B and interact with the Hona representatives to learn more about its features and functionalities. The retail price of the Hona X9B is 1,299 kina. National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Moving to overseas news, emergency crews are working across North Queensland to clean up and restore power after Cyclone Kir passed through the region this week.
The system brought down trees and power lines when it crossed the coast near Townsville on Thursday night, but the region largely avoided major damage. Electricity outages are widespread. Around 48,000 households are offline. The state's Premier, Stephen Miles, says crews are making good progress, but there's still a long way to go.
The Ergon workers are absolutely focused on getting the power back on for that critical water, wastewater, as well as telecommunications infrastructure. That's their first priority. They tell me that they're confident that most of that power should be reconnected today.
Federal Emergency Management Minister Murray Watt has been touring the region and says discussions are underway on how to ensure infrastructure is sufficient to deal with severe weather events that are becoming more frequent.
2 men have been sentenced for conspiring with the 2022 Bali bombings. The jury in a United States military court sentenced them to 23 years behind bars.
2 Malaysian detainees, Mohammed Farik bin Amin and Mohammed Nazir bin Lep, have been held in Guantanamo Bay since 2006. They were charged in 2021 but entered plea deals late last year. And sentencing proceedings in Guantanamo Bay have been underway for the last several days and been beamed to other US military bases, including this one here at Fort Meade in Maryland. As part of those proceedings, we heard from family members who lost loved ones and spoke about their unfathomable loss. 202 people died in the Bali bombings, including 88 Australians. Family members spoke of young people who'd been robbed of life, torn away from their partners, friends, siblings and parents. The court also heard statements from the 2 accused men who renounced their terrorist pasts and said that they were deeply sorry for what they'd done. A panel of jurors has handed down a sentence of 23 years of confinement, but due to a pre-trial arrangement that was in place, the details of which largely still remain under wraps, the court heard that these 2 men are unlikely to serve more than about a further 5 years. Their alleged ringleader, a man named Hambali, remains in Guantanamo Bay and is going to be tried early next year.
A jury in a defamation case against Donald Trump has ordered the former president to pay writer Jean Carroll $126 million in damages.
This is a huge win for Jean Carroll in her second defamation case against Donald Trump. A jury in New York City has ordered the former president to pay her more than $83 million. That works out to around 126 million Australian dollars. This was a civil case and it followed a separate civil defamation trial last year in which Donald Trump was found liable for sexually abusing Ms. Carroll in the mid-1990s and then defaming her by calling her a liar. The jury in that trial awarded Ms. Carroll $5 million in damages. And what this second case was really focusing on was statements that Mr. Trump made in 2019 when he was president that Ms. Carroll argued made her a target of online abuse and death threats. The jury in this case has awarded her around $18 million for emotional and reputational harm and $65 million in what are known as punitive damages. They are damages that are aimed at punishing a defendant. And her lawyers had argued that the jury really needed to consider an unusually high number for those damages to try to stop Donald Trump from continuing to criticise, to verbally attack Ms. Carroll as we've seen him do so. He had left the court before the verdict was delivered, but he's since taken to his social media platform, Truth Social, to describe this outcome as absolutely ridiculous, and he says that he will be appealing. He has always denied wrongdoing in both this case and in the first trial, and he's argued, as he has done in all of the various court cases that he is facing, that he's been unfairly treated. That was a message that was reinforced by one of his lawyers when she spoke outside court briefly.
The United Nations top court has stopped short of ordering Israel to cease its attacks on Gaza as it considers allegations of genocide made by South Africa against Israel last month.
At a hearing in The Hague, ICJ President Joan Donoghue delivered an interim judgment saying the humanitarian situation in Gaza is catastrophic. She's imposed several conditions on Israel, saying the nation must take all measures to stop harming Palestinians in Gaza and prevent genocidal acts, but did not order Israel to stop its military operation altogether. A Palestinian official described it as a momentous decision, a sentiment echoed by South Africa's president.
This order means that the court recognised the gravity of the situation and was convinced by South Africa's compelling presentation that was based on law and fact that there are plausible cause to believe that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza.
As the South African government, we welcome the decision of the International Court of Justice. We note the court's statement that it is acutely aware of the extent of the human tragedy that is unfolding in the region and is deeply concerned about the continuing loss of life and human suffering, and that the catastrophic humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip is at serious risk of deteriorating further before the court renders its final judgment.
Following that ruling, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu once again rejected the accusations of genocide and vowed to press ahead with the war in Gaza. Mr Netanyahu slammed the ICJ after it declined to throw out the genocide charges, describing its decision to debate the claim as a mark of disgrace.
Our war is against Hamas terrorists, not against Palestinian civilians. We will continue to facilitate humanitarian assistance and to do our utmost to keep civilians out of harm's way, even as Hamas uses civilians as human shields. We will continue to do what is necessary to defend our country and defend our people.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Hola Rugby League held its washout games of round 7 and the women's first round today at the EP Park in the nation's capital. Due to rainy weather in the past few days and the SOE, the games were deferred.
With the weather seeming better today, the Hola Rugby League held its washout matches today and the first 2 games of the women's matches. The HRL coordinator gave an update of the washout matches occurring and the top teams in the competition.
This week, round 8 games, supposed to round 8 games this week. We will postpone this week round go next week. So next week, round 8 we I just complete all games, so we play like more team play fair na finish more something right time we flow next round. So do the weather too, so feel to be back up too, so condition but film looking we play scaling this after evaluating more something and looking we play postpone games so this week round go next week. Now what sort games to play as today that's all now tomorrow go same but no game. But continue next week. President made him 2 more rounds competition will play do aside the points table and title league too, so I just I'm making more clear winners na slagan so most of the teams I'm tapos 5, 6, 7, 8 ground I'm title league so I'm made him 2 more rounds so I'm very every more round 9 round 10 before I'm going to top 16 finals so we play which one like sim top 8 the pool A na pool B respectively for both A grade and B grade one time and so this week I'm now official round 1 Bolmeri which I'm back at him to play game Mary but play now, which I'm back close to them. And other than that, I think maybe I think 2 more rounds solo competing before I'm going to the finals. Now, the state of origin blah around 9, which is following week, next week, but the other week. So I think maybe waiting. Jesse Bamipla companies, Broken Jesse Bamipla game 1.
Claire Mauta, Trukai Sport.
The Northeast Rugby League tournament began its round 4 matches today at the Unagi Oval at Gordons in the nation's capital.
As round 4 matches kicks off today with fine weather, the Unagi Oval was packed with supporters and the people travelling through the Gardens area spectating on the ongoing matches. An update was given by the Northeast Rugby League coordinator, Martin Tassam, on the matches played today.
We play going straight long round number 4 now. We play at Maria before the proper season starts. So we play at 6 more weeks long ago before we play completing. Now we round 4 we play running.
Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
The Kui 4 from Hagen Central District has defeated the Lower Nebulia 1 in the Western Highlands Governors Cup competition today with 24 points to nil at the Rabiamul Oval in Mount Hagen.
The Western Highlands Governors Cup is into its second last game since its commencement on Thursday at the Rabiamul Oval. This competition is between 26 teams from the 4 districts within the province. Today saw a tough match between the Lower Neblia 1 and Kui 4. In the first half, both teams displayed a high-level competition, leaving the match with nil points from both sides. In the second half, Kui 4 came out strong with Nixon Waki scoring the first try of the match, leading his team. The match ended with Kui 4 came out victorious with 24 points to nil over Lower Neblia 1. Among the supporters were the selectors for the Mount Hagen Wampnga Eagles together with the other representatives from the other franchise teams around the country eyeing the best to represent the province in the PNG NRL. The tournament will end on Sunday with grand finals and award presentation. Sharon Engnui, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, Liverpool legend Jurgen Klopp has announced that he will retire at the end of the season and won't be the manager of Liverpool from next season.
The 56-year-old German, he's been in charge since 2015. He's done so much for the club, led them to a Champions League title and the Premier League championship as well. He announced his resignation to the playing group and fans who were quite surprised and upset by the news, but he just said he's really running out of energy after such a long stint at the club. And he says that his departure shouldn't impact the success that the club has had so far, with Liverpool currently on top of the ladder for this year.
But just the fact that I said I will not be the manager for next year is not an excuse to do a step less or whatever. So we will be completely in it and we will fight for everything. I'm here with 100% and that's the good news. I just know I cannot do the job in the future, but I can do it very well.
West Indies currently leading Australia by 35 runs, heading into day 3 of the Test cricket match.
The West Indies showed they had plenty of fight on day 1, with the middle and lower order helping the tourists recover from 5 for 64 to go to stumps at 8 for 266. Joshua De Silva's 79 and 71 from Kavem Hodge did most of the scoring damage, while a blistering 32 off just 22 deliveries from Alzari Joseph frustrated Australia's quicks.
No respect at all from Joseph.
We showed some fight today. We showed fight in Adelaide with the ball. But yeah, it's about just showing people that West Indies, we're still here and we want to show people that we deserve to be here.
On a gloomy second day, the fight continued, Kevin Sinclair making the most of his Test debut. Newly crowned ICC Cricketer of the Year Pat Cummins brought himself on and immediately created a chance which went begging.
In tennis, Daniil Medvedev is scheduled for tomorrow's Australian Open men's singles final.
Zhen takes on Ariana Sabalenka.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In southern region, Port Moresby City, possible patchy rain. Daru, windy with possible patchy rain. Kerema, possible patchy rain. Alotau, possible patchy rain. And Popondetta, patchy rain. In the Momase region, Ley City, Medeng, Wewak and Vanimo, few showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, few showers. Kavieng, brief showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, few showers. Kimbe, brief showers. And Buka, few showers and possible thunderstorms. In the islands region, Mount Again City, patchy rain, then morning fog. Goroka, Band and Kundiawa, patchy rain, then morning fog. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, patchy rain, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 27th of January 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.